What's good? You rocking with your boy CzxTentacion, all right, Reserve. Now, what are we addressing today? Well, we addressed a couple subjects. This is another one. Brought to you by the Peaceful Attorney. Breaking news. Numeral 0 was just identified via his location, and allegedly an individual chose to run down on him. He was notified by a friend that it was screenshotted, and the next thing we knew, the live cut off abruptly. Now, here's my thing. I already spoke about this yesterday and the day before. I spoke how fanatics that did truly admire that man, Tentacion, are now looking to see if it's true because he's never shown his face, and they're looking to try to get their own verification. And some fans aren't worried about the consequences. They aren't worried about the issues that could arise from them attempting to confront this man. There's a lot of different viewpoints we could take to the situation, but it seems that he's not playing around. And the men that are watching and fans seem to have had it up to here, to the head with them, and they want to know for themselves. Now, I seen something like this occurring. I didn't know how soon. I didn't know when something was going to happen. But because you sound so much like him and you're claiming you're not him, you have issues now. And these people aren't willing to take "I'm not him" as an answer to anything that's going on. They want to know for certain. They want to know for sure that this is someone or this isn't someone who I think it is. Now, that's my problem. I was saying this the entire time, that someone's going to try and check and someone's going to verify if it's him. And people aren't going to take the fact because I really think it's him from what I've heard. But I don't know for a fact because I have not seen. Well, they're trying to fill in the blanks and see if it's him. Now, I didn't expect people to go in on the Clio video and start tagging receipts and stuff. That's crazy, because this is literally bringing out evidence of what the money was spent on, how it was spent, and whether or not what she says is relevant to having bought the mansion, versus also the realtor that seems to co-sign the whole ideology that she didn't get that because of him seeing it. This isn't good. This is leading to many different facades of denial between the reason she's placing behind this $3.4 million house. Even if that was the case, with $3.4 million, there's a lot you can do than just spend it all on the house. Some people are skeptical. That's my thing. The skeptical public is going to check these people because they don't like when people that they admired and people that they put faith in are being used as tools of power, especially when he's no longer here, allegedly, to take a stand of any sort. It's literally a justification for them to figure out if it's true or if it's false. Now, are they wrong for doing it? They're not right. But do you think that they have reason to want to know, reason to want to figure out exactly what's going on? Of course they do. Of course they have the right to want to find out. Of course they have reasoning behind trying to figure this out. I mean, it's all normal science. It's all down to the wire of understanding and knowledge. They want to know what the issue is and whether or not it's true that the superstar that they placed their faith in is no longer here. And I felt this being the issue. So when a fan makes it of issue, how can we press them? How can we place blame on them if ultimately their goal is to find out, is it true or false? Is this fiction or nonfiction? Are we being duped or is everything real? And part of this is because the way the investigation was done. There's too many questions around it. So it still leaves believability of a living person. That's the problem. It's just like Tupac. When Tupac first went, everyone didn't believe it. There are people that look like him, but they can no longer get a hold of him or in touch with him. But we didn't hear people popping up sounded like Tupac. We didn't hear that. We didn't see people portraying to be Tupac afterwards. And that's my thing. We live in a new age where social media is surrounding. So it makes a lot of people who may not be as talented or may actually be as talented to portray themselves as someone they may not be at all. This is a dangerous factor because you don't know Tentacion's enemies. You don't know anything around that were involved And we don't know if all of them were caught. So that being the case, it leads to speculation. And when skepticism becomes an object and some type of formality, you have fanatics that tend to grasp to it and basically take it into their own hands and say, I'm going to see if it's real. I'm going to see if that is the person I think it is. And that's what we're looking at. So now he faced this situation while getting on live. Again, not showing his face. See, that's my thing. That's why I said, show your face. You showed a child picture. You thought that was going to hold off the smart people? Like they were going to say, oh, there's a child picture. It's not him. No, they want to see you live. You're using systems that are provided to show live feed and not just a voice that's used to validate someone. When any superstar hops up on here, they show their face. So the fact you sound exactly like a superstar, they're not going to sit back and let you do as you please. They're going to want to know what you look like, what you're doing, who you are, who you may be, whether or not you're credible. They need to know all of this. This all goes with media. But you not showing your face is the problem. You not showing who you are is the issue for a lot of people who are grasping to the fact he could be alive. You can't play with the lives of people this way. That's not right. You can't do it. That's what I said. Even if you took a music career and you sound similar to him in any facet, people are going to say, well, let me see if he's real. Let me see what he looks like. So that should have been well thought out before you pursued your career and even showed you had a talent to sound like someone. You should have just did your music and let you sound like someone instead of calling up superstars sounding like someone. There's a whole manner of thinking, a manner of action that goes with portraying yourself as a superstar. You should have let them say he sounds similar, but he looks different. That's the way you go about it. You don't go out there and gain your clout off of sounding like him and then not show your face. That doesn't make sense. That's not sensible. That's not a good marketing strategy. There's a whole manner to do things and a way of doing things, and you did not do them correctly. That's what I don't like, and that's what I'm talking about. You went about it the wrong way. When you go about marketing the wrong way, it can have detrimental consequences, especially when it comes to you voicing and portraying a superstar. Like, these are people that have stardom, that are seen in a certain light, that are seen a certain way because they portrayed themselves a certain way, especially during the midst of an investigation on a violent crime. A violent crime that implicates other people around him that are going down, being charged with something directly implicated to him. What type of perspective was given to this? That's why I said it. And the day after I said that, you showed a baby picture. Well, that's laughable. I said, watch. That's like egging people on, like, look, you guys are so dumb, I'm not going to show me. Let me just show this picture and that should suffice. You can't tell people what is going to be fitting for them. You have to give them exactly what they're looking for. They want to see you are not him live while you speak and your mouth moves, not some picture that gives them some type of justification. Oh, that's not him. No, it's not going to work. Now we really see how it's not working, because a person was like, I'm going to see if you're really Tentacion, and wanted to go see for themselves. This isn't a good thing. This is why I said anyone portraying his voice, don't do that. Don't do that. Make your clout and show your talent. And if you're going to do it, you should have did it like Mike did, where he showed himself and then he spoke and sounded like him. That was more believable, and that was okay, because it's like, well, this guy obviously isn't him, but we hear his voice. That would have been more fitting for the situation, especially because there's other individuals that have done it and sound identical, but you sound more identical than all of them. And that was my thing. You sound more believable than all of them, and they can't match a face to it. Well, now you're dealing with a situation of people who want to see the proof. When the proof is in the pudding, that's when they'll accept it. Had to use a Cosby reference right there. The proof's in the pudding. Come on. That's just what it is. And that's how people are moving. They want to know that for a fact their favorite artist is deceased and no longer coming back. Or else they want to find out if you're credible and true to the fact that you're not who they think you're not. Because like I said, voice editing and different things, that couldn't even make someone sound as identical as you sound. And if you do turn out not to be him, I'm going to say you are one of the best to ever do it, period. Now Numeral Zero is dealing with a fanatic that literally is trying to check him and find out in some way, shape, or form without any consent of any type to anyone. And that is the situation he's dealing with now. And we see Cleo has not stepped up. And when I said check him, I didn't mean just speaking on him. I didn't mean just kind of implicating or doing anything of the sort on the side. I mean literally going to make sure, literally making sure for a fact that that is not him. Really finding out that that is not him. Really showing everyone that that is not him. It works that way. It doesn't work any other way. And these people aren't going to fall for tricks. These people are wise. These people are smart. Some of these people are part of CommenterNation. I cannot claim the guy that made that decision. I do not know of him. Never heard his name before. But this is where we're at. Where we got people going down for a crime, but we got people portraying and playing with the very idea that he's alive in different focus points that literally can lead to his life still being intact. That's what I said, and that's why I brought up certain things. Remember, these are all reasons I go piece by piece, because I understand details are important. I understand facts are important. I get that details help to build a full surface picture for others to dictate whether or not something's true or false. I didn't move about this dumb. I moved about this very wise and very specific because I understand how fanatics work. Now we'll see if he actually turns out to be him, and will this fanatic have details to say, look, this is not him, look, this is him, or will something happen because of this? We don't know, but I pray for the safety of both those men. I hope that he really doesn't turn out to be him. I hope that it was all a fluke, and I hope that this guy is able to gain his clarity in whatever it was he was searching for. This is very important. I look forward to seeing the different details dealing with the situation and hoping the fact that these men do get it together and there's no issue that becomes of this. So till further notice, that's what's going on. And you know how I rock. All rights reserved.